Ball ready.
Reece Lane, the 23-year-old, captaining her team for New Zealand. In the final, Madison Levi, what a superstar. Referee Craig Chan sets us away in the final. The season opener in Dubai off the boot of Tanika Willison. It's New Zealand and Australia for the 23rd time and straight into the hands of Madison Levi. Shani Smale. And already room for Tarita, just getting around the outside of Tanika Willison easily. Ben Tarita just carving a track, ploughing away up the middle of the park, and 20 seconds in, Ben Tarita scores for Australia.
Well, you said before the game, this was her opportunity. This was her moment to step up the youngster. My gosh, didn't she take her chance? That first encounter for a one-on-one battle. And she took it. She put her long arm out for the fend, but actually her pace got her around, and she was clear.
What a start for Australia, and on the bench, absolutely thrilled. Demi Hayes, Dom DeToy, Caitlin Shaven to the 12 as well, the debutant this weekend. A perfect start for Australia and Ben Tarita. Tegan Levi sends this one high. Poldy Lane underneath it, can't get it for New Zealand. Neither can Australia, in fact. And, I was going to say, yeah, there was a knock on in there. So just overcooked everybody, so New Zealand will get the feed to the scrum. Shani Smale. Still got the SW there. Shani Williams, she was married earlier in the year to Mel. Married Kiwi. Carried, good taste. Carried that, stayed as Williams until the end of last season and comes in with a new name for this season. Still the same great person and same great player. Here goes New Zealand. An early ball for Sheree Kaka to try and make her way through the middle. Looking for the offload, can't quite connect. Almost there for Levi, but it's Brazier who scoops it up for New Zealand. Poldy Lane, Waka on a flat run and smashed by Tarita. Miller just manipulating a bit of space, and then a big left-hand fend. Georgia Miller chases coming back to her. She'll weave away, balance beautifully, and Georgia Miller strikes back for New Zealand.
Oh, how good has Georgia Miller been? Rookie of the Year last season, and she is living up to the hype. Fantastic player. Still only 19 years. How much better is she going to get over the next few years? She's certainly taken her chances. Such a jinky player. She can create something out of nothing.
Relatively quiet on day one. Georgia Miller really came to the fore in the semi-final, which was a tight win for New Zealand. And now in this final, it's tight as it always is. We're all square, 7 apiece. Willison sends the restart, long and deep, allowed to bounce, but it's a kind bounce for Smale. Runs into Miller. Here's Maddie Ashby, player of the final in Dubai last year, and Australia's win. 26-19, they beat the Kiwis last year. Tegan Levi looking for her sister Madison, gets out of one, almost gets out of two, still standing in the tackle eventually. Willison gets her to ground. Smale again just puts the head down, just stop and prop, and she's rounded upon Miller. She likes to try and whip that ball in the tackle, couldn't quite do so. Here's Kaslik. Tarita tipped up, good tackle. Poldy Lane. Miller again trying to get in there. She's stolen it. She has. Georgia Miller. And now New Zealand look to attack again through Waka up over the 22. New Zealand and Willison needs some support. Gets the ball away for Miller, who started it with the steal. First touch in the final for Michaela Blythe. Little hitch kick. Ball back in field for Miller, who powers to the line.
Oh, what about that offload? That was something else. Initially, Australia's scramble defence was good. You thought they were managing it. Here's the turnover. Here's the jackal. Australia just a little bit slow in their threes. Now watch this for an offload, Michaela Blythe. Great tackle by Tarita. But what a way to keep that ball alive. Back inside, cuts out Kaslik, straight to Jordan Miller, and she's in for 2.
From wide, Pody Lane. Conversion is short, but it's New Zealand going ahead, and that after Australia struck in the opening 20 seconds. It's New Zealand 12, Australia 7. Here's Levi. Always danger going to her for the restart. Oh, that was clever from Tegan Levi. And now a shot come on. Tarita had to really reach for that long pass. Balanassa and Miller again quickest to the loose ball, a knock-on advantage. Miller is making an absolute pest of herself in that Australian line.
Yeah, fantastic player, really finding her feet, embedding herself into this squad.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Willison. Away comes Kelly Brazier, the veteran who scored her 100th try in her career earlier in the tournament. Here's Blyde again, helps set up one. Now they open it up for Miller and Pody Lane. New Zealand going backwards now. Pody Lane will pour forward, look to offload to Kaka, couldn't do so. Gets up, goes again. New Zealand needs a halfback. Oh, comes in the form of Miller. What a clean out from Tegan Levi, though, to force the mistake. That is rugged from the little sister.
And that is savvy. Really good timing on that. Look, she comes back around, weighs it up.
Let's go. Let's go.
Just see players taking her eye off the ball.
Crouch.
Great choice for counter-attack.
Bind. Set. Say 9.
Kaslik will clear this away. Here's Faith Nathan, first time into the game for Nathan. We know that she has got wheels, but Kaka tracked her across really well.
No.
Levi there, Brazier has to leave it alone. Ashby clears, half-time Hooters gone. Australia playing in front of their own goalposts at the moment, looking for Kaslik on the wraparound. And this is a great ball from Kaslik. Levi back up through the middle. Now she cuts a track, Miller chasing. Levi streaking away. That's Tegan Levi this time. Well, she started it with the defensive play to win the ball back, and now she goes in under the posts.
Oh, Maddie Levi, you never fail to turn up. And that is now 12 tries. Oh, sorry, I'm giving it to Maddie Levi and it's her sister. I bet she's livid when that happens. It is the younger sister. Anything you can do, big sis, I can do better. The Levi's always turn up, but that really was a great try, and he's got them straight back in it now.
The perfect time to score and convert her own try to give Australia the lead at halftime in the final. It is Australia 14, New Zealand 12. Ding dong, 14-12. Second half about to get underway. Kick-off goes a perfect 10 metres and it lands in the hands of Australia. They struck 20 seconds into the match, then went behind. Now had a chance to draw first blood in the second half and extend their advantage. Tarita skipping out of one, and another again. Blyde coming at her. She's a powerhouse, Ben Tarita. Ball laid back for Nathan. Faith Nathan goes on a scampering run. Ashby, lots of numbers for Australia. Nasser flows a flat ball back to Ashby again. Here come the runners, just bodies in motion. Australia, there's yellow jerseys flying everywhere. Maddie Levi can't quite get through. Able to go again. Pody Lane wrestling with her, and Waka eventually on the 5-metre line. A real flourish at the start of this half for Australia. Tegan Levi trying to get around, and she does so easily again, taking it upon herself, skipping out of the tackles. Tegan Levi gets her second of the final.
So good to see Tegan Levi opening up, expressing herself like that. But you have to say it came from Tarita, that stalwart of a run. Beautifully timed switch coming off her wing, but then she kept her power, she kept going. That's what originally got New Zealand on the back foot, and then it was patient play, as you said, bodies in motion, lines everywhere, options for players to pass. And in the end, it just needed to get to this goal.
She is becoming some rugby player, Tegan Levi. We talk so much, rightly so, about the feats of her sister, but Tegan is a huge component of this Australian success. She's put the team, extended the advantage, 19-12. Both of these teams are on extraordinary winning runs. Look at New Zealand, 41 matches in a row, the longest in women's history. Australia have won 21 straight games here in Dubai. 19-12. New Zealand's turn to do the chasing again. Went behind early.
Tackle.
It's awkward for Kaka, but able to dig it out. Miller playing in at first receiver. Felix Hotham out there now for New Zealand. Poldy Lane, the captain. Jasmine Felix Hotham, no way through. New Zealand stuck inside their own 22 at the moment. Here's Waka from a standing start, flat-footed. New Zealand switching and changing and cutting, and then big contact comes in from Levi. Madison this time. Miller for Willison. Looking for Kaka. Trying the patient game at the moment. Willison just to cut back in and then throws the ball for Blyde, and she's just going to have to try and get on the outside. There's no way through this Australian defence at the moment. Swarming yellow jerseys. We've made no ground whatsoever. New Zealand, Poldy Lane. She's got deceptive pace, Reece Poldy Lane, and she's got through, kept her feet really well. They'll come back at her. Caslick, as Poldy Lane just holds it up, looking for her speedsters. Has to wait for the support runners to come from New Zealand. Now they start pouring forward through Kaka, back in field for Miller. Defend again on Tegan Levi, and Miller is going to go in again, is she? Yes, Georgia Miller, a hat-trick in the final.
Wow, it is a final for the youngsters, isn't it? They are both putting up their hands. Brilliant breakaway from New Zealand. A real team try. This is the initial break. Manages to stay on her feet. Great chase down there from Caslick. Look, she knew Caslick had it for pace, so she cleverly pulled out, pulled back, recycled the ball, and eventually it ended up in Georgia Miller's hands.
Well, Georgia Miller's 19, Tegan Levi's 20. Both have re-signed lengthy contracts with their respective rugby unions. We could have years of this battle between those two.
3 and 5. 3 and 5.
19 all. Georgia Miller has a breather. Maddie Levi.
3. Number 3.
Regaining that composure, the concentration.
Right.
Manaya Nuku. A moment for this young player to come into the action and try and send this exactly 10 metres. Levi, oh brilliant, oh it's Kaka, just snatched it away from her. Thought that was in Maddie Levi's hands. Here's Saeli now for New Zealand. Tries to put the fend on Nasser. Brilliant work from Bella Nasser on defence. Nuku. Felix Hotham holds it up. All the young ones out there for New Zealand. That's another good tackle. Caslick this time. Nuku scoops it up for Mahina Paul. Now she has got some real wheels, but again, Caslick, despite the fend, and then the great work over the ball from Maddie Levi. Tap and go. Oh, this has been played at pace. 2 minutes to play. Ashby skips out of one. Can't quite link up with Nasser, but finds the outsides. It's Dom DeToy, some experience to the mix. Now some space for the flyer on debut, Caitlin Shave. She's wrapped up by Woodman Whitcliffe. Penalty goes against New Zealand.
Marks right here.
And everyone has
Clear
a breather
tap,
as Dom DeToy goes and takes it in the right spot. 19 all, just over 90 seconds to play in the final. Caslick has manipulated it brilliantly for Hayes, and now Levi stepping around Nuku, getting rid of Kaka, powering over the try line to put Australia in front.
And finally, Madison Levi gets her name on the scoreboard, and that will be the record. She set it last year in Dubai, 11 tries in a single tournament, and now she's just broken her own record to get the 12th. And could there have been a more important way than to get your 12th and to potentially seal a deal in the final.
Conversion from in front of the post from Dom du Toit, no problem with that. Here it is, 12 tries in the tournament. Aussie's Faith Nathan, Charlotte Keswick. 26-19, just under 40 seconds to play.
Please. Go 10.
New Zealand need a converted try.
Number 10. Yep, thank you.
This was the score in last year's final. Australia 26, New Zealand 19.
Can we check on the kickoff? We've got 12 seconds. Around 10 seconds, all right, when you're ready. Oh my God.
No women's team has won 4 straight titles in one venue. That's what they're eyeing. Oh, that's not going to go even close to 10. It's gone about 4.
This is the chance. This is the shot for New Zealand. It's nail-biting stuff, but will we expect anything less from a cup final between these two?
The converted try to tie it and send it to golden point, to extra time. New Zealand with seconds remaining, they're chasing the game. Desperation. Flat this time for Kaka. Bounce pass or chest pass back in field. Felix Hotham, more shots coming on. There's some space. They've worked it now for Poldy Lane. Reece Poldy Lane looking wide. Woodman Whitcliffe bumping off one. Can't get rid of Maddie Levi. Gets up, goes again. Bullock run, losing control. And that'll be it for Australia. Lock it in, 4 in a row. Simply supreme in the searing heat of the Dubai desert.
Oh wow, huge moment for Australia, ending that epic 41-game winning streak.
Off the boot of Caroline Jouan, we are underway in the Cape Town decider. Levi will soar, misses it, and it lands for Chloe Pell. One of the only French players who knows what it's like to play in finals. In fact, the only one who's played both of France's previous finals. Here's Lily Dezou. Can't get around Smale and Tegan Levi. Through the hands for Nissen. Back she goes. Lefau-Fakosalia can't bring her in, but she gets the return ball, the offload falling in Australian hands instead. And this is where they are so lethal. They've started matches so well. Ashby for Levi. Tipped up by Jacquet. Nissen trying to get in there. Smale. Maddie Levi down this blind side. Grassy can't get her twinkle toes. The balance as well. She's got the full package, Madison Levi. And she shows up in the big moments.
Of course, Madison Levi is going to leave her mark on this match. You know, most players, when they get the ball, the first thing you do as a commentator is look up what's in front, where's the opportunity. When Maddie Levi gets the ball, you don't even look. You just know she'll find it. She'll find a way to get around. Grassiner doing all she can. She was there defensively. She was set for it. Just couldn't quite make the tackle.
Conversion will go away, but it's Australia through Madison Levi. 8 tries for the weekend. Top of the log once more. Tegan Levi sends this down. It's the French captain, Carla Nissen, underneath this one. Here is Grassino. Jouan. France have got a couple of real flyers in their team. Here's one of them, just dragged down, Chloe Jacquet. And there's the other, and Cecile Silfani. Nissen is looking to run back into the traffic. Australia puts so much pressure on. Jouan keeps the ball alive for Nissen. Takes 3 Australians. Look at Lefau-Fakosalia. She was on that inner flash, stolen away. And speaking of inner flash, here's Faith Nathan. Silfani's going to chase her, not going to get there, diving for the corner. And Australia punish France early. Faith Nathan scores.
Wow, how clinical was that of Australia? 1 minute they're in heavy defense mode, the next minute they've got that steal, that theatrical wail of the arm, showing the referee a clear release and get straight back over on it. And Fantastic pace down the edge. Oh, you got to feel for France. They really felt like they were pulling and pushing the Australian defence there, maybe asking some questions, but just couldn't keep hold of the ball.
2 tries in the opening 3.5 minutes for Australia. It's their 2 flyers, Levi and Nathan, on the score sheet, 10 points to 0. Neeson again. This time it's Ashby getting locked on it and just stealing it away. They are just ruling that breakdown at the moment. And here goes Shani Smale, the rainbow headgear, the veteran player. They are punishing at the moment.
Oh, wow, they are showing what you need to play in a cup final. You've got to start well, you've got to start fast, and you've got to start with intensity. Look at their France, they're trying to challenge that ruck. It's been a real development for Australia. Their breakdown work, and especially their counter-rucking as well. You know, you say to beat Australia, you've got to keep ball, you've got to hold on to it, but it's just so hard. Brilliant awareness and experience there from Shani Smails.
Now, the rainbow headgear is an expression of happiness. It's a sense of belonging. It's a sense of hope. She's got that in that team. Happiness in spades for this Australian side. And she is the heart and soul of it. 15-0. Action replay. France just cannot get their game going at the moment. Grassino has to go backwards. There's Dezu.
Back.
Counter-ruck from Australia, and another one as well. It's rugged. And then trying to force a ball off the head. And there's more Aussie ball, there's more Aussie pressure, there's more Aussie jerseys, and there's going to be more Australian tries.
Oh, wow, Australia. They are punishing France. It is all Australia, and it is all excellent skills. Again, the breakdown. The trouble they cause, the counter-ruck coming in like we talked about. Getting that turnover is very little Chloe Pell can do. The only thing she can do when you've got a serious overlap like that is make the person with the ball make a decision. That's why she flies at her and tries to affect it, putting in the shot. But the Aussie skills, they're too good.
$22 points to 0. A first half clinic from Australia. Dezu. Grassino have just been camped between the 22 and this 10-metre line. Jacquet tries to get them rolling forward. It's there for Grassino and Siofani. Pal playing in at first receiver. And there's some big dummy, finds some room up the middle, looks for the support of Chloe Pell and finds it. A couple of the veterans coming together. Try and get some front foot ball for France, and here's the woman to get them on the front foot. Hands to Siofani. Levi chasing Siofani, trying to stretch. Levi coming at her. Siofani just enough.
Oh, wow, what about that for a foot race? 2 of the fastest women going toe-to-toe. And you feel if Maddie Levi had another 5 metres, I think she could have made that tackle and that turn. But here we see Siofani. What a fantastic player she's been for France. Just slicing through that ever so small gap between the wing and the link. Badly needed try for France.
Well, it's about the only mistake, and they didn't really make a mistake for Australia that did in this half. Just hung off for a little too long. Oh, Grassino's done well to win that back from Levi. Outleapt as well. Pell gets her knees to the ground, so Ashby has to release her. France, it's taken a while to get going, but now they finally have. Dezu trying to find a way through. Wrestled and still wrestling with Balanassa.
No.
Ball will have to come out for Nissen. It does so slowly. It's at walking pace at the moment. France. Jacquet again just forcing a ball, forcing Glassino to go back, and Ashby rounds upon her. Pell's in support. They've lost about 40 odd metres, have France. They go again through Desu. Nissen. Can't get past Tegan Levi, spun to ground. It's dangerous for France. And now still just going backwards, and the pressure coming on from Australia. Pell. Tegan Levi on this one. Had to release it though, so penalty. Glassino will tap and go quickly. Nasser having to track back in one way, then the other. She's very isolated. Glassino, and just holds on, does Desu. The return ball lands for Nasser, and Australia could hit here right before half-time. No, it's going to land for Nissen instead. Is she going to have the wheels? No. France, a minute 44 into extra time in this first half. Gut-busting. Player down and back play for Australia. Real concern as Seophane steps through one. Doesn't go through Kaslik though. Kaslik's defence is outstanding as always. Pell wrestling with Nasser. Real concern for one of the Australian players. Quite figure maybe Lefau Fakosalia will play on anyway and figure that out as we go. Now Seophane's down. Players scattered all over the Cape Town turf. A 7-minute half has now been going 9.5 minutes. Chloe Pell. Oh, big contact. Nasser and Nissen, who's able to stand in the tackle, pots the ball. Juran, Glassino, now it might open up for the French. No. Around the corner, Glassino, they've got numbers if they can get it. Seophane is almost limping to the line. She's going to get there, and France will eventually go in. Nearly 3 minutes into extra time in the first half. France get their second try.
Oh, wow. Pictures across the field now. It's as if the final whistle's gone. You've got players on the deck all round. That was a long half. Look at that big collision coming in there. France, I love that, going back to their DNA, their physicality, you know. That's what they're about. And they've managed to find a way to impose it on this game. It looked like it was slipping away from them, but they grasped, and they've just got themselves back in.
Just checking something here. Just checking if there's head here, and then
it's not this one.
It's not that one though. Apparently there's another one.
Okay. Maria, we've got a dangerous tackle by 12, Australia.
Yes.
Direct contact to the head, high level of danger. Recommendation would be a red card.
Well, that's Madison Levi, and that's going to be a red card.
12. Gold. Just confirming that it's number 12.
12 gold. That's
number
correct.
12 gold. That was not correct on the screen. It was not correct on the screen. There was a different thing from the TMO. Number 12, gold, direct contact with the head, high degree of danger, red card.
So a red card for Madison Levi as we get to half time. It's this one. Oh, here.
Time's back on.
Okay, leading with the shoulder. It is direct to the head.
Well, Australia, who had a near perfect 7 minutes, just fallen away a little bit, and still got a handy lead though, 22-12 at half-time in the final. Excuse me, 22-14, the lead for Australia as we get the second half underway through Tegan Levi. How does this change, Philippa?
Well, not only now have France playing against a team with a player down, but remember, France just scored last as well, so all the momentum was with them. They've got to take advantage of these opening few seconds.
Joanna Grise goes and tidies up. Yelin Yengo out there. Number 6 for France, Glassino. Oh, Nissen, here comes a big hit. Ridden back, playing Barina going own goalposts. So Drouin just does the sensible thing. She smacks it downfield. It's a hearty chase from Chloe Pell. Kaslik on the ball, getting back for Australia.
Leave it.
It's finally going to come free. Tough work from the Aussies, really digging in here. Really compacted. Ashby looking to pop a ball for Nasser.
Rock.
Gee, they're going to have to dig deep to hold on to this lead, and they get a penalty. Tap and go, Faith Nathan. Good hands, Nasser. Ball spills down, and now it goes to ground.
Now, France very much dictating play there with that kick through. It brought all the Australian team into, like you said, that really compact zone. And it was all about the physicality. Again, France dominating that, bringing in that game. That's not the game that Australia want to play. They want to keep the space. They want to let the ball do the work.
Well, this is a good player to be able to bring in, Bien Tarita.
Okay. The time is still off. But we will set up the scrum. Come closer, please, Australia.
She came to the fore in the final last week. Here's the walking wounded Demi Hayes. A little bit tense on the face, and as I say, really wish Demi well.
Time's back on. Coach. Bind. Set.
Yengo to feed the scrum, 10 metres on France's side of halfway, with an overlap and a penalty.
Hooker.
Tap and go for Yengo, 7 on 6. But it's France who are chasing the game. Nesson. Good carry forward from her. Dezu for Yengo. And now Joanne. Gracino. Australia sliding across, organised in defence. Gracino. Quick ball for Joanne. And now Dezu just straightening up through the line. Ashby's got hold of her, just trying to get that arm free eventually to ground, and that's gone a little high from Ashby. Just that last little hit as she pulled her in. France go quickly. Yengo for Gracino. They've got Grise wide again, just losing her footing. Keeping the ball alive. Support play from France is really good. They're pressing here. And now the crossfield kick from Joanne into the hands of Nessa. Nessa coming across. Carla Neeson into the corner. France get themselves right back into it.
Oh, Drouin there showing her 15s experience. Representing France at the World Cup. She is their fly half. Immensely talented to be able to cross over to the sevens game as well. She saw where the space was. She saw where the player was. Using her kicking skills. Crossfield, not something you often see in the game of sevens, but when it's executed like that, it makes you wonder why we don't use it more.
The hardest place in sevens for Maddie Levi at the moment. Drouin's conversion's going to stay wide, but there's just 3 in it now. 22-19.
And it was real credit to the Australian D that it forced France to have to kick because they knew they weren't going to get it with their hands. That was how good the sliding defence from Australia has been.
Joanne sends it up to restart, knock back, and there's some ball for Australia. Will help their cause. 3 minutes to play, 3 points the difference. Trying to go around the outside, almost getting there too, was Caitlin Shave, the youngster, the sprint start. Kaslik, and finds a lovely hole and a brilliant ball for Ashby, just stopped by Gracino, or Ashby was gone. Nasser. Dom DeToy, all her experience will come to the fore. Here's Tarita. France just sticking some of these tackles.
No.
Pell has to release, and they get a penalty, Australia. That will help big time.
Yeah, it certainly would.
What do you want?
Badly needed breather now for Australia. Just regroup, get their messages across.
Who's it now, please?
Australia finding some depths of their reserves at the moment. Nesson over this one, another penalty.
6.
Goes against the French. Letting Australia off the hook, and you can't do that too often because these players will make you pay. And Caitlin Shays, the high school sprint star, goes around the corner and streaks away for what could be a critical score.
Oh, that was huge for Australia. France, they're just trying to force it. Yes, you want to be desperate for possession, but they're trialling at rucks that have been lost already. They're giving away those penalties. Absolutely backing herself on that outside edge.
And so important to go in under the sticks as well. What a moment for a young player to shine in just their second tournament. And Australia go back out by 10. Just over a minute to go. France must hit back straight away. They have to be next if they're to give themselves a chance. This is gutsy from Australia. Grassino for Yengo. Goes through and she's got Auger-son just bounced off the chest. Nasser drags her down though. Great covering tackle from Balanassa. Quick ball for France. Nesson cut off the option and now creating the space straight up the middle for Joanna Grisey. France are not done yet.
Oh wow, France, what a player to have coming on, Joanna Grisey. Fantastic impact there.
Face up! Face up!
You could see that they had that overlap, but in the end it was just a short little lift to this lady. And they've got the points.
29-26. Australia clinging on. France have to regain possession here. Anticipation, desperation, it's gone too deep. Australia's going to get this, they're going to get it out of there, and they are going to wrap up one of their great title wins. All sorts of adversity they didn't expect, and you get the sense that this one means the most. Western Australia, it is Australia and Ireland. Tegan Levi, the women's final underway. And it's a big old mistake to start. It was nervous and tense. She hasn't played since day one.
That'll be a welcome mistake from this Irish side. Again, they've been so composed throughout this tournament, and now they have the first attacking opportunity right on the stroke of the 50-metre mark.
Here it is, the all-time records. 31 matches played, 30 for Australia, 1 for Ireland, 29 on the bounce. 2012-13 season, Ireland's only win. Shani Smale was in that team for Australia. Here goes Emily Lane though. First attacking position goes to Lucy Mulhall. Mulhall doesn't get around the outside of Kaslik. And Lane clears. Slinging it along for Eve Higgins, who was really strong in the semi-final for Ireland. But speaking of strong, look at Tegan Levi making up for her first mistake. Tap and go from Levi. Smale. And now Kaslik for Ashby stepping in, and now Kaslik pouring forward. Oh, they held off her, and you cannot stop the world's best player for twice in a row when she's in that kind of form.
Charlotte Kaslik, she is one of the world's best, if not the best. Huge play here from Tegan Levi to turn the ball over. Finds the hands of Ashby. She creates. She gets defenders to bite on her, availing that right edge. And Charlotte, true to the DNA of her rugby ability, finishes it off in front of a huge home crowd.
The kick from wide. Oh, it's superb. That is a great kick from Levi. 7 points to 0. Maddie Levi watching on. Alicia Lucas, the Rio Olympic gold medalist, thrilled with that start. Backwards for Flood. So here's Higgins again. Ireland just perhaps needing to settle a little more here. That's an early ball for Burns. And now Parsons, Baven Parsons. Keslick just held on to her. She's a real powerhouse, Baven Parsons. Lane. Prominent Eve Higgins so far. No way through that rugged Australian defence. There, Faufako-Salia with her physicality. Lane. Flood again. Burns did well. And here's Parsons again, as she's been dangerous. And speaking of danger, Amy Lee Murphy-Crowe is going to respond quite quickly for Ireland. Amy Lee Murphy-Crowe under the post. Ireland strike back.
What a brilliant response from this Irish side, who've been so dominant throughout this tournament. There was a bit of work to be done there on that left edge. Parsons running on it with Faith Nathan covering her extremely well. But Amy Lee Murphy-Crowe, she has been simply outstanding, leading with all the attacking stats. And my goodness, when she's in space, you just cannot stop her.
Did she just pull up ever so slightly? Looked like towards the end there, she's trotting back into position, Murphy-Crowe. 7-all. Mulhall with the kickoff. Oh, it just rolls off the fingertips of Faufako-Salia, so this is going to be more ball for Ireland.
An uncharacteristic error there from Alicia Faufako-Salia. She's really physical. Does a real good job to get to it, but it just fumbles with Higgins placing some pressure on her. Again, the Irish have been superb with their set piece and really dangerous when they have the ball in hand.
Fine. Sit.
Out it comes for Emily Lane. They go to Murphy-Crowe down a short side, tries to take them on around there, going into the shadows. Keslick almost having hands on it, but conceding the penalty. And Ireland just taking it. I'm not going to get suckered into trying to play the way Australia wants at that pace.
And we've seen it time and time again throughout this tournament. They've shown variation in their attack, but their decision-making to opt for the set piece rather than just going for the quick tap is them showing that they're in control, that they're not going to buy into the opposition.
Just a reminder to Australia playing with only the 4 reserves. They lost Ben Tarita to injury in the semi-final. As well, of course, having Madison Levi suspended, so they're 1 short. There's Megan Burns in the middle. Just going herself, Burns, until she can link up with Mulhall. And again, they're getting that ball early to Murphy-Crowe, but that's a good, strong tackle by Faith Nathan. And all unlucky, really unlucky for Nathan. Oh, no.
Wally doesn't look extremely happy with that
Furious with the decision.
Flawed by it. She was covered quite nicely here by Faith Nathan. That was really unfortunate for it to not work out in her favour, but the very last minute does come off her feet.
Yeah, a little bit more stability from you guys.
Gee, this first half has raced through.
Stability.
Only 45 seconds to go, 7-all.
Crouch. Fine. Sit.
Lane needs to get this in. It's a little slow.
Backline offside.
Oh, they've got Australia offside here, so a bit of a free shot for Mulhall. Burns. Lane getting very sideways, so they're going to go for the offside penalty.
Sorry, back 10, please. Mark's here. Back 10.
So what's the option here for Highland Sierra? And they've decided it.
Shocked they've opted for the set piece, but looking at their main attack launch pad, it was all come off the back of set piece execution.
Crouch. Fine.
What a spectacular scene.
Set. I'm coming on this side. I'm coming on this side. Ready? Crouch.
The time is up on the clock
Fine.
for half-time.
Set.
In and out it comes for Ireland this time. Mulhall back for Lane and then back for Mulhall again. Mulhall, it's Caslick just riding her into the Perth turf. It's there again for Ireland though. They're looking after the ball well at that breakdown
Numbers,
area.
please.
Higgins, oh, doesn't release passes. Again, Australia offside though.
55 offside. Where's the mark?
Australia being constantly marched back.
55 offside. 55. No, it's no options.
Another scrum. Oh, it feels like it's the tension really ramping up late in this first half, very late in this first half.
The Irish are well and truly in control. They've had a few opportunities to attack, but the Australian defensive line has held true, has held strong.
Crouch. Fine. Sit.
The scrum will set for a third time, 90 seconds into extra time in the first half. Mulhall to the line, and then again it breaks down. It's another penalty. It's a yellow card for Charlotte Caslick.
That is a huge loss from this Australian side. 2 minutes, Charlotte will sit in the bin. Irish now operating with a numerical advantage, opting yet again for the scrum. Inevitably there will be space somewhere, but it's just whether or not the Irish can find it.
Make sure you take the hit and stay there.
Knocked down from Caslick.
Fine.
Stick the arm out, it's always going to be jeopardy. So now 7 on 6. Lane goes herself, Emily Lane, but spins out of the tackle, dragged into the line, just short, centimetres short. Flood for Mulhall. Lucy Mulhall puts Ireland in front.
There was always going to be an advantage to this Irish side, who have an extra woman. Mulhall, she's been immense in this first half. Hall had a big charge here at the line, ultimately stopped by Schmale, but that close to the line, Mulhall is unstoppable.
Well, they didn't panic Ireland, they've been camped down here. And now with the one-player advantage, they have got a converted try advantage. Ireland leads Australia 14-7 at half-time in the final. Lucy Mulhall, who scored the go-ahead try. Smale takes that well. It's really tricky with that sun at the moment. Of course, Charlotte Caslick still in the sin bin. Australia down to 6. Parsons trying to get in there for Ireland. And now a penalty. I was just about to say Ireland's been really disciplined, and then they gave away that penalty. Stacey Flood, who is limping again. She was in trouble at the end of that semi-final, Flood. Okay, but yeah, this is clever from Australia as well, just taking some time here.
All right, let's go a bit on the 5. All right, let's go, please.
Decision-making when they are operating with one woman down is so crucial, but looks like Charlotte is approaching to throw the ball in for this line now.
Ireland, stay here. Gap, Ireland, gap.
So they get their key woman back just at time, who nails her throw
Number 3 versus 2.
And a free kick. So Australia looking to turn up the temperature on Ireland. And here's another woman to do it. Caslick, she likes that, just goes across field. Then the switch for Tegan Levi. Higgins chasing, just about had her, Eve Higgins. But Tegan Levi comes up trumps when they needed her, under the posts.
Charlotte Caslick linking up with Tegan Levi to put Australia back into this fight. Simply extraordinary. Charlotte just running in between 2 defenders, waving the wand. Tegan Levi, only her 2nd appearance at this tournament, and shows us that she's still got the goods in spades.
And now to convert her own try and put us back on terms. 14 plays 14. Oh, the crowd will tell you the groan. Tegan Levi, she can shake it. I think that's a wry smile.
She normally nails that, but that just didn't come off too well. The Irish, no shock again that they're opting for the scrum. They know what works for them. They're not buying into the fact that the scores are tied up right now.
Crouch. Fine.
Ireland has
Set.
never won a title. This is only their second final. Look at Australia though, 15. And Charlotte Caslick has won 15 of those. Lane, oh, doesn't find Burns. It just breaks down and dribbles out over the side, overplaying the hand a wee bit. Oh, Levi goes quickly.
Play on.
The bounce for Lefau Fakosalia. She's strong enough to hold off the oncoming defenders. Caslick again spins out of one. Bella Nasser out there now. Ashby. Caslick again. That's a lovely pass, Lefau Fakosalia. Levi gets rid of one defender off the toe. And then nice hustle to the loose ball. Levi's down, back plate. They're going to get, and they're actually going to call time here for Tegan Levi.
You better scrum your ball. Yeah. You better scrum Australia ball. I just want to double check on the player. Anything there, Matt? Yep, thank you.
Slowly to her feet, but just having a breather.
Is she good to go? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Good to go? Maybe scrum Australia ball, they're having the possession. Maybe scrum Australia ball. What do our police set up first? Okay. Time back on, crouch. Fine. Time's off, please. Listen up. Tick.
I think they're going to have to check Tegan Levi's for an official head injury here. Yeah, that's come from the sideline for a head injury assessment.
It's the right thing to do. She didn't look too great when she got up. But now we see Dom Toit enter, and she's been pretty outstanding whenever she's come up for Australia this weekend.
Dom Toit in the quarterfinal and the semi-final has come up big time.
Time back on, crouch.
A lot of experience,
Fine.
impact off the bench.
Set.
It comes out. Caslick just tries to tow it ahead. A little awkward. Nathan gets there though. And now blindside for Ashby. They're going to try and work this side. Nasser. Ireland having to do a lot of defending through this passage of play. And that's when Australia can break your souls. Here's Toit and Caslick again. Wrapped up by Burns. Oh, Nathan can't control it.
Two knock on.
Oh, lucky there's a double knock on there, or Murphy Crow Gonski.
Come on, stop, please.
You could see the intent here
So,
from Charlotte Caslick. Wants to get the offload off, but not contained by Faith Nathan. But as he said, if Crow was in space, it would have been over.
let's come up, please. Okay on me.
Probably the first
Let's go,
real
mate, let's
opportunity
go.
that the Irish have had in this second half to have a crack to get into their 22, because it's been all Australia so far in the second half.
Just when we stay there. Time back on,
Maybe
crouch.
Riley comes into it
Fine.
for Ireland.
Set.
Heading towards the final 2 minutes, and we're still locked 14 all in this final. Ireland throwing everything at the Australian favourites. Higgins once more just tireless, absolutely tireless. Couldn't quite get it away to Baven Parsons though. Great defence. Australia very composed at the moment. Here is Riley, and now Burns, Mulhall. for Parsons, weaving away, can't get past Faith Nathan, good defence. Caslick ripping in there, penalty. Tap and go quickly for Ireland. Erin King, Mulhall getting every second pass. Higgins bumping off, and Eve Higgins puts Ireland back in front.
That was some super composed stuff from this Irish side who really had to bide their time to get into their own attacking 22. Some controversial calls there from the referee, but ultimately allows them back into play. Isabella Nasser falling off her tackle. As we're about to see here, she just bites a little too hard, beaten back on the inside. And Hugin crosses over.
And the Irish men who won the bronze medal earlier, they're up on their feet. The questions coming in the Aussie camp. Conversion goes away. It's Ireland 19, Australia 14, and there's 40 seconds to play. Lucy Mulhall, it just goes, left off Kosalia. Couldn't bring it in. Ireland with a chance here as Mulhall's dumped to the turf. And they could really suck up time now.
Let's go, please. Come on, stop, please. Let's go, come in, set up, please. Great. 8 Australia. Is it 6 or 8?
So, some last changes coming in for Australia. That's the coolest
Listen
you
up.
want.
If you want to try full tech together, wait until the boys in.
19-14 Ireland.
I'm back on. Crouch.
Have never won a
Boy.
trophy, and if they hear the hooter, that drought is
Set.
broken. Get it out. History made. An extraordinary moment for Irish rugby. And scenes of pure delight. Ireland, the champions in Perth. Let's go, finals time. Caroline Drouin for France in their traditional blue. New Zealand in the black. Drouin sends us underway in the final, and it's Reece Podilane, the New Zealand captain, who soars early to bring it down. Miller. New Zealand get the first chance to attack, but this is a tough, hard, physical French team to get through. Kaka's done well, though, to create a little space here on the right for Woodman-Whitcliffe to try and barge her way through Noel's defence. Kaka again, Silfani will rush up on her, and Kaka's able to get rid of it and deliver for Blyde, who's been in outstanding try-scoring form this weekend. It's a shaky pass. She'll go back and clean it up herself. Tyler King playing in front of their own goalpost. Podilane, and now some room for Woodman-Whitcliffe. Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe has still got the speed she needs. Chasers are coming. Woodman-Whitcliffe going to have to put the foot down a little bit more. And the veteran, the all-time leading try scorer, opens it up for New Zealand.
Woodman-Whitcliffe, no strangers to finals, no strangers to the try zone. Pori Lane, what a ball over the top. And then Portia just lets off the gas, thinking she's going to coast, but Lou Noel gives her chase, but it's not good enough. Woodman-Whitcliffe says, all right, let's gas it up another notch, and she coasts down the pitch.
The opening strike from New Zealand's strike weapon as Tyler King curls a lovely conversion, and it's New Zealand who go up 7 points to 0 early on in the final.
What a start for New Zealand. They have been in that drought for a cup final, and they are here and ready to play for it.
Carla Nielsen underneath this one. Brings it in the French captain. She just never shirks any bit of her duties. Carla Nielsen, they're such an experienced French team with some exciting talent in there too. And speaking of exciting, here's one of them, Anne-Cécile Seophane gets her team on the front foot. And away goes Seraphine Okemba. She's been such a danger, a real threat. Noelle with Blyde, and Noelle almost around Michaela Blyde. Not quite, it's there for Juan. Back they come. France in the middle, working through it. Yen Jason, and then Seophane on the wraparound, created the space for the French flyer up the middle, and Cécile Seophane.
Seophane with the answer for France. It's one try apiece. Jason with the show and go, takes it in, pulls two Black Ferns players in. Georgia Miller almost wraps it up, but it is an incredible wrap from Seophane, and she has the pace, has a look back, no one in sight, and France right back in it.
All squared up as Joanne converts. 22 tries for the season, and Cécile Seophane, her best ever, and she's closing in on Joanna Grise's all-time season record for France. What a final we've got as Pauli Lane brings it in for New Zealand. Georgia Miller looking to bust her way through the French defence. Kaka, and now Tyler King. Pauli Lane goes herself, just dragged down. Good tackle, Okemba, Woodman, Whitcliffe there. France's defence having to cover across it, squirted through the hands, danger here, or did well, got lucky, Tanika Willison. If that had bounced to Seophane, big trouble. Some ropey old passing here from New Zealand. They got a little bit of frenetic energy about them at the moment. Here goes Michaela Blyde. Speaking of frenetic energy, the hit, the spin, the swerve, the speed. Michaela Blyde, solo supreme.
Just when you think absolutely nothing is on, that woman steps up. Ball is in two hands, gives a wave to those back home watching, and just disjointed blue jerseys and nothing but space up ahead when this woman decides to put foot to pedal.
Look of intensity on the face of Michaela Blyde. It's a small celebration as they go back in front here, New Zealand, with the conversion as well. So 14 points to 7, tit for tat at the moment.
We saw the emotion on this woman's face during the national anthem, but from the moment the whistle blows, she is all business.
Kickoff goes and is knocked down by Seophane. It's going to knock into touch. Might have been able to get two good hands and catch that one, Seophane. Yeah, pops a little hand up perhaps.
Takes ownership for that one. Could have caught it cleanly, but saw that lurking figure of Blyde darting towards her.
She is World Rugby Sevens Player of the Year, and she's closing in on the great Ghislaine Landry for all-time points. 8 more to tie up. Oh, good hands from King, and now look at it, just see the eyes up, that lighting up. Blyde and Seophane come together again, and oh, Glassino almost blowing through for France. Miller, oh, that's a big hole, and a good step, and she's through it. The easy gait of Georgia Miller, taking the game by the scruff of the neck, this supreme young talent. Another try for New Zealand.
Another try for this woman, another wave to the crowd, but the left foot step gets Okemba, does my knee in from up here, but that swerve, the stride, the deception, and she pulls New Zealand ahead in this final.
Two quick strikes from New Zealand before half-time, and it's 21 points to 7 in the final. Time for a restart, though.
France to receive this one. Still aiming towards Siafani with Blyde, but you also have Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe lurking at the bottom of your screen, and we know Tyler King is capable of kicking both ways.
It is over to Blyde's side she goes, where she'll fly up, and again Siafani can't bring it down, so more possession here for New Zealand. Kaka did well to stay in support there and now open it up. King standing on the toe for Woodman-Whitcliffe. The bounce might sit up for Portia. The hands are superb, and Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe gets a second in the final. What a piece of skill and class.
It's the left-hand snag and the right-hand put down from Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe. She's already been in the try zone today. I love that sign. You see Portia pointing straight ahead. There's no one in the backfield. Bounce of the ball is good. The grab is better. The shift, the shimmy, the put down.
He's had a great weekend regardless, and he's loving that. He's getting the kisses back. Wow, New Zealand have withstood the pressure, and Tyler King just knocks another one over. Well, what a half it was. 28 points to 7, New Zealand leading France. King gets us back underway. It was 7-all, and it feels like in a blink of an eye, and that being one of the reasons France unable to claim the restarts. It gives New Zealand more ball.
Okay, knock on.
Definitely dampening French spirits. That inability to hold on to those restarts. This time it's Okemba. In the first half it was Siafani.
Stability.
And just giving the ball back to New Zealand. They're so strong on attack. They have threats across the pitch. I mean, Kaka, Woodman-Whitcliffe, 6 tries this weekend, Blyde in double digits. You do not want to give them any more opportunities.
Bind. Set.
New Zealand chance to attack first in the second half, but it was messy, and there was a knock on. So a reprieve for France. They need to make the most of it.
It's a little breath here for this French side. They need to stay composed, but they need to get down the pitch. Get that ball in Joanne's hands. You have threats down here. Grisey in. Give her a crack on the edge.
Grassino as France look to unleash some of the firepower. Here's one of them, Siafani. She's going to go herself up the middle, did it once in the first half, gets through one tackle, and now just going to back herself. Blyde chasing, Blyde coming at her, grabbing her around the waist and getting all over that ball. Great clear out though from Grassino, just in the nick of time. Thought Blyde had a good shot on that. Gee, she's in everything at the moment, Michaela Blyde, and then they concede a penalty, New Zealand.
France need to move, and there they go with the tap, and finally playing quickly.
It's Grisey. Finding Lutos, and somehow it's going to work out for them. There was a bit of a clash of bodies. New Zealand looking in disbelief, but Valentine Lutos played on, and France peg one back.
The handoff from Grisey, the try from Lutos, and France open up the second half. A little dot down. French flags flying, wigs coming off.
It's hair-raising in the final in Vancouver. Tyler King's just getting some treatment. She was involved in that clash of bodies as Lutos slipped through and took full advantage. France need another one quickly, 28-14.
Looks like Tyler King's coming off the pitch. See if France try and regain this restart.
Come on.
Joanne puts it, a perfect weighted kick, but again, Poldy Lane and Woodman-Whitcliffe, that pod has worked really well for New Zealand so far. All space again for Miller. Just stopping it this time, no getting away from Grassino, switching the ball into that left hand, running on that angled run she loves so much. Lays it back for Kaka and Willison.
Felix Hotham out there. Pody Lane, Woodman Wycliffe, she's already got two, and now she's full of running round the outside. Who says those legs haven't got any speed in them anymore? Chalk up a hat-trick for Portia Woodman Wycliffe.
A hat trick in the final for Woodman Wycliffe, but it all started from the youngster, Georgia Miller, the confidence that woman plays with. And then it's simple through the hands, but Portia Woodman Wycliffe, she did that. There was nothing on. It's a bit of footwork, and then that powerful running we've seen from her for several years.
We'll take it as a hat clip when she's doing them.
I think a hat clip, I'll trademark that one.
Well, New Zealand again, just as France was coming back at them, 35-14, and there it is, 2:43.
Time back on.
(35-14) as Pell brings it down under the attention of Blyde. And again, New Zealand, they're just really relentless at the moment. Going to be held up here, though, in the middle of it all, as they're going to just drag towards the sideline. Manaya Nuku in the thick of it all. France know they need to up the intensity. They need to play quickly. Grise trying to go around the outside of Miller. Miller looking to try and roll out of there, just almost caught. Siofane. 2.5 minutes. They need this woman to get rolling. Tried to offload and contact as it's been knocked down, and Manaya Nuku's just going to walk straight away. Is it Nuku or Kaka? Which one of them? They both look like they were heading there. I think it's Manaya Nuku on her way to the sin bin.
Cynical foul there, batting the ball down intentionally, deems the referee. So New Zealand down to 6, but France time is not in their favor.
2.5 minutes to play. 35-14. It's a big margin, a big scoreline for a final. But New Zealand now playing with 6, and Valentine Lutoz, who got them back into it, then losing the ball in contact. New Zealand knocking it on the floor, but it's all leading up time.
Exactly, it's not a bad result. Ball maintains on the French side, but setting up the scrum. You might see some experienced players start to lollygag over there from the Black Ferns as substitutions are being made.
France, they're inching ever closer, but that first title still appears like it might be elusive. It's not done yet, but time is ticking.
We've seen that gap grow between New Zealand and Australia and the rest of the teams, but just when we think it's closing, New Zealand put on a performance like this.
Cami Grassino to feed the scrum. Flying onto this one. Jadu Latuli, she's made a welcome return. Experienced number 13 there, using her physical presence. It's come out awkwardly. It's another penalty against New Zealand. Their discipline starting to fall away late in this match. 90 seconds. New Zealand still playing with 6. Lily Dezu gets rid of Pody Lane and then finds Grassino, dragged down by Miller. Dezu can't find a way through. New Zealand scrambling well. Felix Hotham, has she won it back for New Zealand? Yes, she has.
Brilliant turnover. Brilliant game management here from the Black Ferns. Just slowing things down. Until the substitutions come in, of course, and time goes off. Have a look at that body position. Grassino has so much strength, but she is unable to even shift. Felix Hotham.
30 seconds.
Well, New Zealand, they've set such a standard over the years that they've got themselves in a real jam to start this season. Talked about having a stone in the shoe over the Christmas period after the first 2 tournaments. And then it grew to be more like a rock after Perth, where they were finishing 5th, but certainly the most complete look this weekend to New Zealand as they try and finish this off here, still running deep inside their own territory as they play with 6. Oh, heavy contact.
Siofani stayed down, ball spills clear.
Then it's over.
Ulatuli as France look for a consolation try, but New Zealand still keeping them at bay. Somehow Ulatuli got that away to Grassino, and somehow Siofani's upstanding and able to deliver that ball. New Zealand stretch now, it's there for Chloe Powell. Poldy Lane comes at her, but Chloe Powell will get the score for France in the finish.
The finish for Chloe Powell, but the hooter sounds. And France will fall short of their first ever title, but it's well worked through the hands. They make the numerical advantage count. Powell awarded with the try.
Move out of the way.
The final act has no bearing on the outcome because it's been New Zealand who finally get their first win of the season, their 34th title overall. And they go back-to-back in Vancouver. The champions in Canada, it is New Zealand, the title winners. The Women's Cup final at HSBC Sevens Los Angeles, New Zealand and Australia, the rivalry resumes. The first final between these teams since Dubai at the start of the season. Tyler King gets us underway, and she sends this kick-off long and bouncing and dribbling towards Madison Levi, who goes back and secures the first possession for Australia. Her sister Tegan will clear. Bella Nasser again. Oh, Miller has taken a knock here, Georgia Miller, and has not got up. Real problems for New Zealand in backplate. As the ball spills out on the Kiwi side, it's there for Poldy Lane, it's awkward. They'll play on and they're going to blow up, and we're going to have a delay here because there is some concern over in the back for Georgia Miller. And time's going to be called here early in the final. What's a tackle for Miller? Here's, I think it may have been the run from Nasser. And anyway, as we have a look, there they are, two teams at the top. And that gap closed. Australia had quite an advantage on New Zealand and France heading into Vancouver, but Australia missing out on the podium there. They were fourth, and New Zealand the title winner, so it closed the gap. And Sarah, it just shows there's no quarter, there's no chance, no way you can slip up anywhere because everybody's hunting.
Everybody's hunting, and every single point that you accumulate in your games and throughout the tournaments matters so much. Again, highlighting the importance of that. Australia didn't have a podium finish, but because of their standings in points, they still remain at the top of the table.
And what also is also important is the points that are available. So for these two teams, you can see they're going to jump further ahead. Remember, France were in third place, but they finished down in fifth. And this is why we always bang on about it, why every point matters, every try matters, every moment matters, because there are points available. And if you're fighting for a top three finish, if you're fighting for a qualification, or you're fighting to stay on the series, that's why it all matters so much.
It certainly does. And just looking at those points can mean so much to these matches.
Shani Smale, her 50th tournament. What a wonderful contributor to the game, a real pioneer, trailblazer on and off the field. The rainbow headgear, her expression of hope and belonging. And, well, speaking of brilliance, look at that, 37 tries this season as well. She set out a few games as well. And Michaela Blyde chasing her in 31. And of course this weekend as well, Tyler King, all-time leading point scorer. She surpassed the wonderful Ghislaine Landry of Canada in pool play. And as we see the players applauding Georgia Miller off, and we certainly wish her well. And she is sitting up on the cart and can let the family know at home. So a bit of a break, and it is cooling down here in LA.
It certainly is starting to get chilled out here. But I feel like it's going to start to ramp up as Australia have the first feed of set piece.
Straight away it goes for Caslick. So Jasmine Felix-Hotham is out there for New Zealand, replacing Miller as away shoots Tegan Levi. Finds Faith Nathan on the switch. First burst for Nathan. It's a good tackle made by Tanika Willison for New Zealand. Levi and Woodman Wycliffe. First battle between those two great strike weapons. Smale. Oh, that's just come loose, and Pody Lane was the quickest to it. The New Zealand captain was really hungry for that loose ball, so New Zealand on to attack through King. Looking for Woodman Wycliffe on the switch. Can't go past Smale. Through the legs it goes for Felix-Hotham, but she's got time to tidy up and get up, go again. First really attacking chance for either side. Kaka gets rid of Nathan. There's room here for Michaela Blyde. Acres of space for Blyde to glide in for the first try in the final for New Zealand.
Michaela Blyde breaks the deadlock for this New Zealand side. You see here, Shani coughs up the ball. Pody Lane straight over it. Bit of broken play, but we see here Faith Nathan shoot out of the line, availing that right edge. And Michaela Blyde takes full advantage of it and puts the first 5 points on for New Zealand.
A tidy finish for Michaela Blyde. The conversion is away as Michaela Blyde gets on the score sheet. And that Kaka to Blyde combo's been a good one this weekend in particular. That's a good sign if Sheree Kaka's doing that. If you're a New Zealand supporter, she likes to beat nice and relaxed. The New Zealand strike first. Australia looking to hit back, and there's a mistake from, oh, King taken out Joe, our camera woman extraordinaire, didn't flinch.
That was a really awkward start there. We thought that ball was out. Oh. It's okay, the camera's fine. And so is Joe.
At the middle.
It's a mistake from New Zealand, though. And it allows Australia to launch from the middle where this woman is the danger, but she's rounded upon Caslick by Felix-Hotham, so Smale has to go in and help release that ball away. Nasser again up the middle. Oh, she's been tough to drag down, eventually up over halfway. What a great carry from Balanassa. Smale had to go up the middle again, and more metres. Australian dragging Kiwi bodies with them at the moment. And now Ashby for Caslick again on that switch of play. Felix-Hotham and King down low. Wrap up Caslick. Australia looking to launch their attack. Smale found a hole, gets past Willison. Chases coming from Kaka, mows her down, but again it's 30 odd metres that Smale's carved off. Australian bodies in motion, way too many numbers. Great strike back, hit back from Charlotte Caslick.
Oh, that is just all class from Australia and a timely response. And who else but Charlotte Caslick? All credit though to Shani Smale. Caught Willison back on the inside. Was in clear space but didn't have the pace to go all the way. Madison Lebo does a great job to protect that ruck. One spread to Caslick and she glides over.
Massive contribution this weekend from Shani Smale in her 50th tournament, having turned 36 on Friday night. She set her team forward there, and old mate Caslick on the shoulder to oblige. And the conversion good, so Australia jump in front, 7 points to 5. Kickoff goes down as far as King, who's pummeled by Levi. Great timing, great shot from Maddie Levi. Kaka. New Zealand's now turned to try and work it from out in front of their own goalposts. Oh, Pody Lane again goes through a little ghosted gap after a nice run from Kaka. Felix-Hotham, Blyde, one-on-one with Nathan. Going to try and weave her way through, gets rid of Tegan Levi and now pushing away and just weaving the balance and the pace from Michaela Blyde. Gets away from Faith Nathan. It is absolutely sublime from Michaela Blyde.
Are you kidding me? That is sensational start from Michaela Blythe, who was responsible for the first try for New Zealand. Just look at her pace, her ability to turn defenders inside out. Levi was left behind, Nathan hot on her tracks. But Michaela Blythe was not concerned about her. One strong fend to the face, clearing her of any threat to make that white line.
Second try of the final for Michaela Blythe puts New Zealand back in front, just under a minute to go. Converted as well, 12 points to 7 New Zealand lead in the first half. They are, they like playing here as well. Madison Levi's 11 have come this weekend, her first time playing here, but Wycliffe playing here a little longer than both. This time King nails the restart, and the catch is brilliant from Podie Lane. New Zealand's captain has had a big hand in this match so far. Big double pump from Willison is... Oh, I think, Kaka, you took a knock. Levi put a good hit on her, and
Come on.
they're just going to have a look here, perhaps.
By 12 goals, I think we should check the sanction.
Okay. TMO check. Serious foul play. High tackle against 12 gold.
Okay, I'm going to check for you now.
Thank you.
Kaka reeled away. It's head-on-head contact from Maddie Levi. She is dipping, tried to get low. You can almost see the anguish on Levi's face here because she's been here before.
Carter, I have a decision for you.
Yes.
There is foul play by Gold 12.
Okay.
She has made an attempt to dip, so my recommendation is a yellow card.
Yellow card. Okay. So it is foul play. You have tried to dip, but you haven't gotten low enough. You can do more.
You can just see the sense of relief on Madison Levi's face. As we all know, she's had a really tough trot with penalties in a game, but luckily there, because of her intent to dip,
Mark's back here.
she is relieved to only have 2 minutes on the sideline as opposed to the whole game.
Well, and that's the adjustment they were wanting to see from Maddie Levi. She's had a couple of suspensions, a red card in the final in Cape Town, and then another one in her return match in the quarterfinal in Perth, both against New Zealand. But yeah, she did definitely mitigate it by bending. So it's 2 minutes in the sin bin. It is still
Bind.
therefore 7 on 6.
Set.
New Zealand with the one woman overlap, or the one woman advantage rather, and here comes Kaka. Looking to exploit those numbers, goes herself. Kaka had Blythe there, but went again. Here goes Willison. King and Felix Hotham. Australia's defence has been really solid. Woodman Wycliffe gets out of one, can't get past Smale though. Felix Hotham. Australia with a big wide ball that's going to go forward. Overplayed their hand, New Zealand, and Australia were up to the challenge.
Is that halftime?
Australia operating with one woman down. Yes. There was space there on that right edge, but a huge floating pass to Michaela Blythe hasn't set up nicely, and we're now at halftime.
We go to halftime. It's New Zealand marginally in front, 12 points to 7 over Australia in the final. Oh, good scoop up from Willison. Remember, Australia still playing with 6 as Madison Levi still got a few seconds left in that sin bin, so New Zealand have the one-player advantage. Podie Lane looking to take on the Australian defence as well. The New Zealand captain has been right in the thick of the action. Willison trying to take on the line herself, finds Kaka. He's really evasive in that area. Kaka, now New Zealand have manipulated the space. They've got numbers to burn. One more on the line, and it's Reese Podie Lane who'll extend New Zealand's advantage.
Podie Lane shows us exactly how you can make the most of operating with one woman more. But this was really clever stuff from the Blackburn Sevens. They were able to run switch plays and make Australia bite on the left hand. That right edge had at least 4 players. All it was about was distributing and finding the hands of someone who would go the full way. And Puri Lane takes full responsibility for it.
Puri Lane to attempt to convert her own try. It won't go over, so it's a 10-point advantage for New Zealand. 17-7, Maddie Levi back out there, and there's some good news. Georgia Miller took a big knock right in the opening moments out there. I know Mum and Dad, Tracy and Craig, you'll be watching on in Timaru. She is okay, will not be playing, up and about, which is great to see. A very good Monday afternoon to you in New Zealand on Sky Sport and Australia on Stan Sport. And the rest of you around the world watching this cracking final between two outstanding teams. 17-7. Oh, Woodman-Whitcliffe bumping off bodies, and now full of confidence, full of running. Oh, it's back to the Porsche of old. What a machine.
Portia Woodman just showing us a wonderful display of individual brilliance. We know that she's got speed to burn. She was well covered. But just look at this. Able to shrug off Dominique Dutoit, Maddie Ashby, who could probably match her in a foot race, was just outpaced in the end. And Portia claims her 4th try of the tournament.
King to convert. That'll stay away, but boy, New Zealand have jumped out of the blocks after half-time. It was 12-7 at the break, and look at that, 22 points to 7, Australia. They are a class quality outfit looking to strike back and do so quickly. Levi underneath this one, pressured by Kaka, but Levi with that great stretch, and now here goes Tegan up the middle, just dragged down by Willison. Tackle had to be made. Oh, Tegan Levi was gone through the centre of the field. That one drifting in front of Nathan. It's a couple of inaccuracies creeping in for Australia as they reset and go again. Around they come for Nathan, and now the shot coming on from Woodman-Whitcliffe. She's scoring tries, she's making tackles, and then she turned that ball over as well, just about. New Zealand putting a lot of pressure on in defence here. Good work from Levi to hold it up. Now Kaslik, and now Maddie Levi. Can't quite get around Blythe though. New Zealand just not missing in defence at the moment. They will concede a penalty though.
Leave it. Leave it. Mark's over there.
A little bit of push and shove there between Tyler King and Tegan Levi. This is a rivalry that goes back way beyond any of our time.
Gotta love a little spice.
Let's go.
Out there. Australia, they need to get back into this quickly, and this is the woman to do it. Shut the gate, see you later. Madison Levi is going to peg one back for Australia. The strike weapon comes up big when they need it.
And Madison Levi responds. New Zealand have had all the say, and this woman here has faced a fair bit of adversity, already facing a yellow card. Great vision here from Charlotte Kaslik to run a switch play. 3 defenders bites, but none of them get to this woman, particularly when she's in space. New Zealand are just playing with such intensity on both sides of the ball.
Australia need to get things moving here because the clock's ticking. Conversion goes over, but it's still 2 scores. They need to score twice. 22-14 with less than 2 minutes to play.
5. Time back on.
Tia Hines is going to put this on a dime, but it's Puri Lane who again soars. The New Zealand skipper is having a great final. Kaka finds Blythe. Oh, and there's just a little stutter
step, and then the big goosey, and Michaela Blythe is going to go in for a hat-trick in the final. That should be enough to seal the deal for the Blackburn Sevens.
Michaela Blythe bags herself a hat-trick in this cup final against Australia. Shrek Hucker did a great job at trying to put her into space. We know that this woman is dangerous. She's got blistering speed. She's been a key figure in this squad for a few seasons now. And you can just see how much it will mean to her and this team to clutch this win.
Caitlin Shave has got speed to burn, and Michaela Blythe left her behind as Tyler King. I'm going old school. 29-14. (29-14) and seconds remaining now for New Zealand. You can hear the chatter from Woodman Whitcliffe. They're not letting off in defence, New Zealand. Australia have not been able to find a way through. A couple of good strikes that got really tight early on. Yellow card costly as Nathan spins away. They'll want one more. They want to finish strongly, Australia, because they are a champion team. The ball was there. Caslick puts it down.
Knock on.
New Zealand champions in LA. 2 weeks, 2 trophies. They've come to North America and done the job. Back to winning ways. They've clicked when they needed to. 29-14. New Zealand beats Australia in the final.
Are you ready?
Underway in the Women's Cup final off the boot of Alev Kelter. It's a soaring kickoff and a soaring take from the New Zealand captain, Reese Pody Lane. The Kiwis will play first with Setefano, and here's Sheree Kaka. Looks to get across and then link up with Michaela Blythe. And Blythe stepping around a couple more, and one of her own teammates. And then able to offload again for the captain. Pody Lane releasing Woodman Whitcliffe. Ma comes at her. Eventually it's Canet who wraps her up. It's a nice sweeping defence from the USA, but New Zealand a tidy start in the opening 30-40 seconds. Kaka drops it back for Blythe. Ball still there for New Zealand. We saw a tough and tenacious US defence in the semi-final just like that. Miller and King working in the middle now. Georgia Miller tries to get around, and she's just so elusive. The way she can slide through tackles, and Georgia Miller once again in a final comes up with a big play. She'll dot it down for the opening try. New Zealand with first points.
Magic from Miller early on in this game. New Zealand controlled the tempo. She gets around, fast through. USA defenders falling off her. She hears it's finals time, and she steps up like she's been playing for years. An incredible young talent that loves the big moments.
Just the start New Zealand wanted. Tyler King will convert in front, and they jump out early, 7-0. King goes shallow with the kickoff. Oh, that's clever from Setefano. The ball just about drifted the 10 metres, and she dragged it in. The veteran player is Canet. Has a good go at that one too. Kelter just lost her feet, and it will be a penalty for New Zealand. Wow, entertaining. Players throwing themselves at everything.
I think it was the second penalty.
Desperation, diving for the ball.
Tap from Woodman-Whitcliffe. Attacking threats here for New Zealand. Setefano starting to look more comfortable back on the series after a long injury absence. Blyde, no way through. Great defence from Alona Maher. And look at that strength. And finally, Blyde wriggles her way to the ground. Setefano. And now Poldy Lane. Great footwork and a good turn of pace has Reece Poldy Lane. And speaking of turn of pace and footwork, Torsha Woodman-Whitcliffe swatting away US defenders, then linking up with Miller on her outside. New Zealand now pouring forward. Kaka just dragged down by Maher again, ever present. Another advantage for New Zealand. A lot of early defence here for the United States.
New Zealand so dangerous and electric with ball in hand. USA can't afford to get loose around the areas that give away penalties to them.
Wide taps. New Zealand 25 metres out. Teresa Setefano working in the centres, just kept going herself. Eventually, Mark, he hung off her a wee bit, takes her to ground, and New Zealand reset again. Reload once more through Poldy Lane. She's going to give it early to Blyde, and just the space, they gave her too much room. Blyde flies into the corner.
Check the shooting touch. Okay.
Just going to quickly check to see if Michaela Blyde stayed in touch.
Kirsch diving across, Blyde reaching out. Oh, she gets it down.
You may award the try.
Try awarded, no doubt about it, in Blyde's eyes. The long passing, Puri Lane dangerous with ball in hand. Too much space given to this lethal flyer.
Seventh try of the weekend, 41st of the season, Michaela Blyde. Can't convert this one, but New Zealand go 12 points to 0. USA yet to really get into it and play. World Rugby Player of the Year, face of the tournament, Tyler King. And here she is to restart us again. Maher's underneath this one. Kaka for New Zealand. It was backwards. Oh, Maher. Heavy contact in the air between Ravetti and Setefano. Setefano's jumped up. Ravetti, the worse for wear.
It's in the air. I think it's a tackle. She dragged her down. She's landing on her back, so yellow card.
Simple decision made.
Yellow
and quick
card,
decision made. Unfortunate for Steph Ravetti.
The leap from both players. Setefano had the ball, and you're not able to grab the player in the air.
You're going to tap it? Okay.
A nice show of sportsmanship, but USA reduced to 6.
A minute and a half to go in this first half of the final. It's been all New Zealand. They've just been camped down here in US territory. Oh, what a delightful ball onto the chest from Miller to Blyde. And in the corner again, Michaela Blyde gets another.
Try yes or no, please.
They're looking at the put down.
George, I have a decision for you. You may award the try.
Just enough fingertips on there.
She does well. You only need one little finger to dot that ball down. And Blyde does just that. The switch from Setefano, Miller drifting gracefully across field. Exceptional fill. And Blyde does it for the second time in this match in stylish fashion.
17 points to 0. It has just been all New Zealand in the opening 6 minutes. Yes, the Kiwi fans, get that into you. Oh, USA, they've just got to secure some ball off this kickoff. They're still down to 6. Chris Thomas is out there. She's good in the air. And she does bring it in, the veteran, Chris Thomas, to try and get the USA going. They want to get something out of this half and then regroup. Ma. Back they come with Cedric. Stefano working hard. That's the hooter for half-time. There's no way through the New Zealand defence at the moment. USA some ground to make up. Kershey up the middle, just tipped up. Good tackle, Miller, because Kershey would have been away. Here goes Alona Ma, hanging off her. Alona Ma puts the head down, grit and determination, dragged down by Tyler King. Still there for the US. This is much better. Thomas now up over the 22. New Zealand having to scramble for the first time. Kershey barrels into the New Zealand line. Stefano goes off her feet. That'll be a penalty. Quick tap, Canet, and then she finds Cedric, and that is just what the US needed on the stroke of half-time. Spiff Cedric in.
That is a huge power play from USA. Started with this woman right here. Needed someone to stand up, and it's always Ma. Brought down by King, but the unrelenting pressure of USA sees Cedric soar over, scoring with only 6 players on the field. A huge flex against New Zealand.
Just what they needed, and the conversion as well. It gets them into the final at half-time. It's New Zealand leading 17-7. Tyler King is going to boot this down long and deep. There's a long chase back for the US for Chris Thomas, and that will allow New Zealand to put some pressure on. They're back to the full complement of players. Steph Ravetti back out there after time in the sin bin. USA playing in front of their own goalpost. Cedric no way through. Got some big hard carriers. Oh, lovely shift on this time, and now the kick ahead to Chase just to release some of the pressure. Canet put it on the toe, and she'll be the one to bear down on Tyler King. Did really well, Canet, but away comes Woodman Whitcliffe. Tucker and Stefano, Teresa Stefano. It's had a heavy influence in this match so far. Slightly slower ball for New Zealand this time, and the US line is nice and reset in defence. Woodman Whitcliffe, Blyde out there. The two speedsters for New Zealand working in tandem. The power of Blyde, she has Woodman Whitcliffe on the shoulder, opts to hold on to the ball, just beating defenders. USA again showing that hustle they need. Miller and King trying to conjure in midfield. There's the switch from Miller. Slips out of the tackle of Kershey, but not Ma. Stefano rips it wide for her captain, Pody Lane, Reese Pody Lane. Woodman Whitcliffe is there, and she's going to go to Michaela Blyde. Fingertip control, and another flying finish in the corner, and it's another hat-trick final for Michaela Blyde.
Brilliant attack. Ball kept alive. Puri Lane in, away. And Woodman, she's used to finishing, but she delivers the bobble. The poise and control from Blyde. That's her third. And that is an impressive effort in a cup final.
Michaela Blyde, she got 3 in the final in LA. And she's got 3 in the final here. And that takes her tally up to 43 for the season. 3 behind Maddie Levi. So many stories and different bits of context.
Final.
22 points to 7. New Zealand have control of this final. The USA have to be the next to score, you'd think. Give themselves a chance of this title. Canet Takes the ball awkwardly. Stacey Walker out there. Out on the field for New Zealand, coming off the bench. There's Kershey. USA, it's going to be slow ball and New Zealand not rolling away. So Lena Olsen just trying to get things rolling, get it moving for the USA, going herself and then finding Jazz Gray just about. Gray did well. She's in real danger for the US's Jazz Gray. A jagged line for Kershey to have a little attack at. Tipped up by Manaya Nuku out there for New Zealand. Bobble from Ma. Oh! Boshing herself up over the top, and now Thomas couldn't hold on to the return ball. It comes undone. Lona Ma sat down one of the New Zealand defenders, Tyler King.
Yeah, we'll do those now. Time off for the substitute. Scrum or line up.
And there they are. All-time tries and finals. Woodman with the 33-28 for New Zealand. A couple of ways, Michaela Blythe chasing her teammate, all-time scorers, but look also too, Tyler King and Sarah Hiddeny. Charlotte Caslick sitting in there sandwiched between the Kiwis.
Water off, please. Water off. We need below 11 as well. Thank you.
US fans still urging their team on. Feels like they have to score here, Alicia. They have to score next and soon. It's going to be hard with New Zealand with possession, feeding the scrum. Oh, but they're going to get it back. There we go.
Let go.
So it's there for Levy. Ma. Here's Gray. She's got room and she's got speed. Jazz Gray, she's going to take on Blythe. Comes back into the inside. Blythe had her pretty well covered. Olsen. There's Lauren Doyle, so experienced in this US team, chopped down by her opposite captain, Poldy Lane. New Zealand shift across to the left in defence as Levy now spills it, and Stacey Walker's going to set up. Oh, the feet were filthy from Stacey Walker. Sullivan chase, great chase. Sammy Sullivan just the intervention the USA needed, but they're playing under advantage, and there are white jerseys just peppering the US line. And it's an easy run-in for Mahina Paul.
Paul with the finish. The pressure surmounting. Nuku with the big hit, knocking the ball loose from Levy. Waka wiggling out, bending. Motored down by Sullivan, but it was numbers. Advantage offside, and some brilliant width passing, nice flat running onto the ball. And New Zealand, another beneficiary of some intense and immense defensive pressure.
Well, they've got total control of this final now. Sheree Kaka, Tyler King, they can watch on. Very relaxed faces now. USA will keep pressing, keep trying here. Good work down low, Olsen. Here goes Kershey. USA, they're not going to win this match, but they want to take more from it. This is another big step for them this weekend, and here's the ball up the middle for Jazz Gray, just trying to swat away from Paul. Levy, flat, nice ball for Sullivan, still working hard. The loose balls, the 50-50s have gone New Zealand's way as well. And now Felix Hotham will switch, and there's another big gap for Mahina Paul to power her way through. She's a really good athlete. Mahina Paul relishing a try, another try in front of the South Stand.
The impact every coach wants off the bench. Paul taking her chances when she get it. Felix Hotham pushing her through. A nice late cut. And look at that shot. Heading towards the south stand. Leaving Sullivan in her wake. New Zealand are champions in Hong Kong again. And in what style have they done it? An absolutely dominant performance.
Tia Hines gets this final underway. It'll be brought down on the 22 by Teresa Setefano for New Zealand. Taisha Ikenasio with the first charge. She's had a good weekend. She's sat upon by Maddie Levi. This is going to be a ferocious final. There's the two pitbulls, Miller and Tegan Levi, almost together. Here's the switch for Blythe, first bit of space. Tegan comes back at her again. Blythe accelerating away. Levi had two goes, and Blythe said absolutely no way. Strike weapon. Michaela Blythe.
There was emotion in that national anthem. There is skill on the pitch. Got the ball out wide. The most incredible draw and pass. Over-tracking by Faith Nathan. Tegan Levi just cut on the inside. Look at that determination. Watching herself on the screen. Blythe with the glide, with the slide, and that is how you start your final.
Precision from in front from Pody Lane, and there's Michaela Blythe up to 50. She's tracking Maddie Levi all season. Remember, the Singapore title and the regular season title on the line in this match. 7-0. Pody Lane sends it away. Australia going to get some possession here, a chance to get into their groove as well, as it's Tegan who brings it down. Oh, New Zealand shooting up. Pody Lane made the decision and went early on Nessa, but that's less than space for Maddie Levi. Woodman Whitcliffe's going to chase, but just as Blythe did at one end, Madison Levi is going to streak away. The quick response from Australia, and their supreme finisher, Madison Levi.
Well, if that isn't the pure description of how close these things are between these two sides, that is the definition. Looks up, backs herself. Georgia Miller unable to get to her. Really just pinned her ears back. She said exactly what Michaela Blythe can do. I can do better. Add those extra 3 meters to my sprint and I'll get it. This is going to be what it's going to be like for the next 14 minutes. Ricky, strap in.
Conversion from in front. 7-all. What an opening minute and a half. There it is. Another one for Maddie. Michaela's turn to respond.
Oh, look at that. 2 scores, 1.5 minutes. The determination and the grit.
Pody Lane goes up, or Woodman Whitcliffe uses her brute strength to keep her skipper safe. So New Zealand with the ball again. Oh, it's a heavy collision as well. Australia over this though. Who's got the ball? It's just there for Taisha Ikenasio, carried in and ripped away. No, penalty New Zealand. Penalty Australia, excuse me.
Yeah, Ikenasio went for it, tried to secure it, then picked up the ball. I would have just left it personally, create that ruck. You know that the Australians are going to blast in. Tuck your elbows, get tight, stay strong. Unfortunately, just giving away that penalty. This is where they score from and score from well.
Boy, it feels furious, it feels frenetic, it feels like Faith Nathan's in the action. She finds Caitlin Shave, eventually just rolled to the ground by Paul, but Australia, a foray, an attack onto New Zealand's 9. Ikenasio, she shot up, there's the switch for Levi to Levi, but coming across is Pody Lane. Nasser, here's Ashby captaining Australia this weekend. Nathan, Faith, Nathan, oh, Miller just gets her, tries to get hands on it, couldn't do it. Great support from Ashby, another penalty, and away goes Ballin Nasser quickly. New Zealand caught offside, sliding away to the line.
Time off.
They'll have to check. It was a really awkward landing too for Balanessa. She's got up, it's okay. But we're just going to see the grounding.
Checking cut.
The discipline been an issue for the Black Ferns this weekend. Tap and go, the call, very quick. Has she gotten it there? Just.
Cut. You may award the try.
Thank you.
Oh, you see in the small clip.
Never onside at the right.
Isabella Nasser just checking, was it a try? Making sure. But Tap quickly looked up, saw the space, accelerated. She said, I'm going to take this upon myself. Isabella Nasser. And all you need is momentum sometimes.
New Zealand have conceded a lot of penalties this weekend, and that is what Australia will do to them if they keep doing that, for sure.
That is the only difference between these two sides. Australia conceding less penalties than New Zealand have this weekend, but they've scored the most off of penalties. So you have to. Discipline's going to be key.
106 points each. It is all down to this game. This has never happened before coming into the final match round of the regular season, that the two top teams have been tied. 14-7 Australia. That kick is going to go a really good 12 metres. Oh, that's come off Woodman-Whitcliffe. There'll be more ball here for Australia. They were rocked early, but they've settled into their work now, the Aussie Sevens.
Oh, but look at the composure. That is composure, that is experience at its finest. Don't stress. Minute 40 still left to play. We can potentially still get something out of this scrum, but full open field to play with. Danger for Australia.
Oh, Poldy Lane did really well to hassle Hines, and now the mistake comes from Australia. Layla, I've seen these teams play each other a lot. This one feels different. This one feels really intense.
They're battling for 2 titles today. Of course it means more. But we spoke about the composure from Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe. She knew she made the mistake, but nothing else mattered, and they had to put the pressure on to get the ball back. Look at that. Tim Walsh, Corey Sweeney.
A little blindside here for Teresa Setefano. Will wait and just hold things up and get the support she needs. Get some good metres, do New Zealand, into Australia's half again. Oh, shot coming on. Miller did really well. Now she's released Paul, who's got it in the hands of Michaela Blythe again. And now it's Blythe's turn to get her team rolling once more.
Look at that. Black Ferns, Michaela Blythe. This is a full team try. Tegan Levi shot up to put the pressure on. Georgia Miller did so well under pressure to just hold her off, put her down, got the pass away, and then it was all about look up, send it through the hands, find her. Michaela Blythe waiting for you in those outer avenues. I mean, she runs and she runs hard, doesn't she?
Conversion this time from a slightly wider angle. That's away. So it's still Australia. They lead New Zealand 14-12. Time for a restart.
Black Ferns have done really well retaining their own kickoffs this whole weekend as well.
Poldy Lane again. It'll be Tegan Levi's going to knock this, or dangerously, if Setefano can get there. Dishes off quickly for Georgia Miller. New Zealand a chance before half-time. Great tackle, Nathan Onekanacio. And then it's bounced backwards. Play on is the call. That ball's no good, and now the call comes. It was a knock-on.
Knock-on first, then a second.
And after a frenetic, breathless first half, let's go to the break. It's Australia 14-12 in the Singapore final. 14-12, Australia lead New Zealand at halftime. Reece Poldy Lane goes long and deep with the restart. The kickoff this time just taken neatly above the head by Levi. So good in the air. Oh, big fen on Mahina Paul. And New Zealand again give away a penalty. There's no love lost between these sides at all.
Oh, if looks could kill, Tegan Levi looked at Reece or Mahina Paul.
Go ahead, please.
Just said that's our ball, give it to us to play, but they went long with the restart. I would have maybe gone short, try and contest for her back.
Here goes Maddie Ashby trying to pull the strings with Tegan Levi. She's going to look for her sister. Oh, now Mahina Paul gets one back. Good shot put on there by the young New Zealand winger. Nasa gets through one. Miller's going to have to chase. Miller bearing down on her. Good tackle. And lodges the ball. Picks it up herself. Oh no, trouble here for Maddie Ashby. Big trouble. You saw her reel in pain. Miller's just checked. Australia with 6 in their line. Their captain's in big trouble.
Not on ball.
She landed really hard, Maddie Ashby. Will play on with Miller. Trying to step away through 1 and 2, and now again that loping gate, looking for Ignacio on the shoulder. She's going to get dragged down, is she? Oh, what a tackle, Caitlin Shave. Ignacio goes again. New Zealand's turn to press. Paulie Lane looks for the options. They'll be there eventually. Have we got another hat-trick coming in the final for Michaela Blythe? You betcha!
Just so good. Started inside their own 22. This is what you call it's Miller time. Gets in. Isabella Nasser thought that she was through. There it comes, the hit at the back, dislodging that ball. Miller straight through with the fin, gets the offload away. Such a huge track back coming in. Had to make the tackle, did Caitlin Shave. And then numbers were going to run out eventually. All 6 the Australian women around one ruck. Space on the outside, gets a third.
Well, New Zealand have gone back in front, and Australia are going to lose their captain, Maddie Ashby, being assisted from the field. We can only hope
Just wait, time's
for
off.
her. And nice little touch from Blyden. Well, those two know what it's like. King and Kaka out injured at the moment this weekend as well. And Tim Walsh is going to console his skipper, G. All our thoughts with Maddie Ashby. 19-14. Australia down to just a couple of replacements now. They've already got Lily Dick and Soraya Pucky sitting out this match. Paulie Lane goes short this time, and it's nicely and easily taken by Ballanessa. Gosh, she's been just a Trojan for this Australian team this season. What a player she's becoming too. And 2 teams chock full of superstars. What a wrestle between Nathan and Felix Hotham. Here's Nasser again, just tireless. New Zealand shoot up once more. Australia are putting themselves under a bit of pressure, but Maddie comes to the rescue of her sister Tegan. We need someone to take control, and it could be this woman, Dom Dutoy, but they're stuck on their goal line. Nasser just has to rumble it out effectively. Tegan Levi just hacking ahead. Not a bad option at all. Dom Dutoy's going to chase back on this. The bounce for Michaela Blythe. It's going to beat everybody over the sideline. Don't know if New Zealand won't mind that.
Oh, not at all. Gives you a moment to get your breath back as well. Did so well to keep Australia pinned back on their line. They had no other option but to put boot to ball. Tegan Levi opting for that. Blythe kind of just coaxing it towards the touchline. Look how heavy she's breathing. She's worked so hard.
So Maddie Levi's taken over the captaincy of Australia with Maddie Ashby on the sideline. Who takes over the playmaking? Who steps up from that aspect? Oh, New Zealand goes short, but it was really well read by Nasser on Felix Hotham. Oh, Waka's lost control backwards, says the referee. So play on for Setefano. Trying to come back into the traffic. Great tackle, Ruby Nicholas. Miller, again, just finding some space, and the player who can take a game by the scruff of the neck. And Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe, Faith Nathan chasing on her. Oh, Nathan, it's so gutsy, but Woodman-Whitcliffe, for the 251st time, bangs down a try for New Zealand.
Oh, what do you say about a team that is just so accurate? Again, Georgia Miller stepping up for her side. Look how calm she is, so in control. I mean, they're going to have her for ages. That is the kind of composure you want in a final. Has the peace of mind to offload Portia Woodman, and that's all experience. Let go, pick up, go again, full right. The gap now extending.
Time off. Subs.
Well, Nathan did almost all she could. And now New Zealand, with 2.5 to play, have given themselves a little breathing room. Look at that, 36 in finals.
Time back on!
Poldy Lane again. The Levi's underneath this one is Maddie. Gosh, it is just such good skill in the air time after time. Australia need to respond quickly. Poldy Lane again. Just that defensive tyro. She's tireless. Australia once more stuck behind their own goalpost. Oh, lovely step and skill. Now here's Nicholas, a chance for Australia with Ruby Nicholas. All these young players out there, and it's Miller stolen. Oh, she's got such an appetite for a fight, Georgia Miller, and she's got her team on the front foot again. Poldy Lane for Setefano, opts to go herself again. Reese Poldy Lane there, Miller. Oh, good work from Nicholas, but New Zealand have got numbers here. Nathan going backwards and up in the air and flying for the corner is Stacey Walker.
The smiling assassin does it again. Her fourth in Singapore. They know how to go quickly when they need to go quickly. They know how to defend when they need to defend. Reese Poldy Lane stood up, really has taken one for her side to be able to stop the rhythm of the Australians. And then Georgia Miller with the absolute steal of a lifetime. Just so clinical, sees the space out wide. The pass over the top to Stacey Walker, and she's done that many times.
Australia are such good front runners against New Zealand. New Zealand haven't come from behind at half-time in the last couple of games. (31-14) now. That's a, well, she's always smiling, but it's a relaxed smile now. New Zealand in a torrid match, and what has been a torrid time for Australia. Oh, that's in the air. Australia will want one more from this. They've had such a wonderful season, started so brilliantly. They want to finish this regular season with the ball in this woman's hands again. Madison Levi, the most supreme athlete you could hope to see in any sport around the world. Madison Levi carrying her team forward.
Well, they have to go quickly because there's still time on the clock. It's a movie we've watched many times, rewatched, but one we'll never know the ending of. Gets the ball out wide, quickly through the hands. Hines through the fight and tackle. Maddie Levi, she's done it. But look at that, that's determination. She's gonna want more from his team. Get it to me, I can do it one more time. Might have just run out of time though.
Maddie Ashby watching on. She's led her side so brilliantly this weekend.
Bounced out, Craig.
And that'll be it though. Singapore champions, league winners. So often New Zealand has been the hunters. This year they became the hunters. They started to circle Australia. In Vancouver, they've eaten into the lead, and now they will finish out winners once more. It was a ferocious final. The final in Madrid is set to go. It is Australia. It is bouncing in the stands. And it is France. Tia Hines to get us underway in the Women's Championship final. Hines, it's a nervy kick. We've seen that a few times. So it'll be a scrum, or a France ball rather, on halfway. Tap with Yengo. And Tia Hines' kicking game has been so pinpoint. Allows France to get into the action early and get Silfani into the action early, but no way through. Balanessa wasn't held, so could go again. Kaslik all over that voracious Charlotte Kaslik. And she'll like to tap. Australia will want to dictate as they run through the sun. And into the hands of Soraya Paki. France's early attacking chance snuffed out by the great Charlotte Kaslik. Here's Tegan Levi. France are a physical team to try and out-muscle opponents as well. As Alele Bleu rings around the Stadio in Spain, and Levi flirted with that sideline. Kemba looked after her, and Neeson goes quickly. Oh, and a tackle off the ball there. And a little bit of afters too between Dezu and Tegan Levi.
Thanks. No quick. Over here, please.
Nerves are at their height, aren't they? So here's the tackle off the ball there.
Let's go. Play.
It's a couple of young tyros going at each other. Tegan Levi, Lily Dizu. No one backing down. And that line out, though, wasn't straight. France had to retake the line out. They couldn't go quickly before, and now they've made a mess of the other option.
Not straight. Scrum.
Just that one win for France this season. That was in Vancouver in the semi-final.
Crouch. Crouch. Bind.
So this is where Keslick can pull the strings for Australia. 10 metres on her own side of halfway and a free kick, and she'll tap and race away quickly. Centering pass to Tegan Levi, chopped down by Sealfani. And Maddie Levi brings it back out to the open. Keslick one way, then the other. That's the move she loves. And then the spin again. It's Sealfani who makes the tackle, who's taken a shot on the way down, stayed on the ground. Down to Sealfani. It might have just been an accidental fire, and it's created some space because now Faith Nathan, just a little bit of movement was all she needed, and she's got the pace, the gas, and the try for Faith Nathan, first up in the final.
So Australia opening the doors first. You kind of felt like it was going to be in their favour. So frustrating for France to mess up that line out. Gifted opportunity to Australia to attack. Lovely step and accelerate. Look at how she pulls away from the pack there. So fast.
Sealfani's coming to the side.
Time off.
France are going to lose their strike weapon. She took a knock somewhere just in that breakdown. We look at the conversion of Hines, 7-0. Australia lead. A big blow for the French to lose. And Cecile Sealfani, there she goes to the side.
Ready? Time on.
Well, it really is, isn't it? Top try scorer up with Akemba. Don't want to lose her.
Much better kick this time from Tia Hines, where she overcooked it. Oh, Joe, it's perfect. Gee, and Neeson was brave. It landed for her. Now a change of tactics from Yelene Yengo here in France. She's going to chase. Levi coming across. Yengo's going to get a little toe to the ball again, and now just losing her footing, but allowed to go around on Keslick. So Yengo has put France back in Australia's territory, and they're going to have to rumble out. And France blowing over the top of this ball. Oh, just protected. Well done, Hines. The pass doesn't connect for Nasser, and she has to ground it in goal. Huge French pressure, and they'll have a 5-metre scrum.
Awesome from France, though, mixing up that picture. We haven't seen them kick before in this tournament, but that was the perfect opportunity to Australia. Flew up high, and then look at this for a counter-ruck. Using that strength. Just getting up in their face, putting the pressure on, forcing the error.
That is France, isn't it? They get up in your face.
Crouch. Crouch. Go down. Bind. Set.
Chloe Jacquet feeds the scrum. Australia try and
Balls
bend
out,
them back.
lifted.
Jacquet's just got out of there.
Tackle.
In Australia are on this, but it's sat there for Lutoz, who found Desu on his shoulder.
Release now.
Levi needing to release on the ground. Neeson has caught a little in two minds, a little bit static France at the moment. Now they can push the pass for Yelene Yengo, who started it all way back. And France strike back in the final.
It's all about imposing your game plan, and that is how France have imposed theirs. Keeping it short, keeping it tight, using that physicality, lovely short line. Look at that, keeping that ball alive off the deck.
In the way of the kicker. Are you ready?
She's weaved her way through the tiniest of gaps there to score.
Tricky spot to convert her own try, right in that sunshine. Yengo does so. We're all square in the final, 7 apiece.
Oh, we've got a game on our hands now. This is a super important restart.
Just over a minute to go in the first half. And then Yengo having a big hand so far. Goes shallow with the kickoff. Difficult for Australia, but brilliant from Paki. Great in the air. And a penalty though, France, excuse me.
Under pressure, then went to ground to protect the ball.
Their final record. It's no good. 4-0. 0-4. Whatever way you want to cut it. They haven't won one.
No.
Yeah.
Always been so close. The amount of times we've said this is their tournament. They're looking
Crouch.
good. Could this be the one?
Bind. Set.
Scrum sets 10 metres on Australia's side of halfway. Again, it's awkward for Jacquet. She's able to dart away. Couldn't get through. Just driving hard. Chloe Jacquet has a good run. Dezu clears some bodies out of the way. Now it's with Yengo again. She's looking for that kick option once more. Finds Dupuy, runs off the hand. Play on for Ono Kemba. No, it's not. And that'll be half-time. A willing first half from both teams, and it's 7 apiece between Australia and France in the Women's Championship final. 7-all. France and Australia. France have never won a series event. Maddie Levi, she's won a few and scored plenty in the process.
Clear a release, let go.
Penalty goes against France. Paki wants to get on with it. That could be the danger for the French if their discipline gets away. As Australia will try and catch them on the hop. Levi slings it wide for Nathan, who scored Australia's first try. Now Kaslik looking to open up. They've come back well, have the French in cover. Has Nasser. Looks to go through one. Can't find someone to offload to, so lays it back on halfway for a captain. Kaslik again. Ridden back in the tackle by Jacquet. France again try and be physical, and they've won the penalty here. Levi lost her feet. Jacquet goes. France have got vocal support in this crowd as well. Dezu and Hines come together. And Tegan Levi leaves that one alone. Australia not committing too many numbers in there. Lutoz gets a bounce, a nervy bounce. Nasser on this one for Australia. She wins it back.
France just a little bit too slow to support the player. Australia in a double-up hit. Turn it over.
Kaslik tries to go up the middle. And now is it going to go back the other way? Or just about for Valentine Lutoz. Now we regroup again. Or Yengo just brushed aside, sat down by Soraya Paki. Kaslik, the switch for Levi, falls off O'Kemba, and there's Maddie Levi. Barely seen her with ball in hand, but when they need her, she answers the call. Madison Levi, the best strike weapon in the game.
It's not a final unless Maddie Levi has scored. Unbelievable. That's 19 tries in total for Australia. Maddie Levi has 11 of them. 2 players there, but that's just not enough. Quite often you have to see 3 on her to get her down.
Importantly under the posts too. And the conversion good. Australia strike back. They go in front. $14 points to 7, and look at that, 67 tries for the season. That's second all time, men or women in a season. A good restart by Australia, and again it's Soraya Paki flying. She has been dominating in the air.
No, get back.
Australia with a chance to really turn the screws on the French here. Nasser can't go past Jacquet. Ball spills out for Hines, and now Kaslik.
Flat.
Wide once more, lot of space here for Faith Nathan. Yengo's been able to get back and cover. She bit in. Ben Tarita into the fold for Australia. She's got some real X factor to bring off the bench. Paki again now. Kaslik, oh yeah, just a little shimmy, and now the space for Faith Nathan. Christiane's coming across. What a tackle, Alicia Christiane's. And is she going to get it back? Not quite. Desperation defence from France. Australia really pressing in this final now. Tarita fends off one, can't fend a second, but she has Hines in support. Now Levi pointing, Nassau a run, looking for her flyer on the outside. Levi close to the line, Levi over.
Oh, the patient play of Australia. You thought they were in it on the right-hand side, but incredible defence. Look, watch this play here. The work rate there from the inside player from France. Unbelievable tackle there from Christiane's.
Mind the kick, please.
And it's the plus. She makes the tackle, she gets to her feet, she challenges. But the cool, calm collectedness of Australia, they recycle.
You ready?
They go from edge to edge.
Time on.
Where they find Maddie Levi.
7 blue in front of the kicker there. Yeah, I'm ready now. On.
2 tries to Madison Levi has blown this final open.
Already said time on. Already said time on.
19 points to 7. Australia lead France. It's all on the French now. There's that all-time combined men and women. On past Alison Atler. The record of
7 blue.
Lamoni de la Salle. What a great of the game. She's on there twice too. Now France. The response needs to be swift.
Wait. Time on.
Kickoff stays in field. Wants to do well to keep possession. That was Lena Guerin. Here's Lou Noel Vier onto the field as well. But time really starting to tick against Les Bleus. There's that elusive first title at the moment remains just that elusive. Christiane's had a good tournament, but no way through the defences of Caitlin Shave. Yengo. France hemmed back inside their own 22, so Jacquet will just try and muscle some metres.
No, she never dropped it. Play on.
A long way from where they need to be at the moment. 2 scores required. Ripped away, Guinness. Now Akemba just hasn't been any space for this strike weapon for France. They lost their other Silfani early on too. And Australia's defence has been rock solid. Dezu through one, can't go past Tarita. Good tackle from behind, able to go again, Dezu. Or didn't release it though, did she?
The ball, please.
And Australia now can control this match, but Kaslik wants more. She wants to ice it, and she wants to send Maddie Levi away for a hat-trick in the final. World-class performance from a world-class player.
The pass from Kaslik as well, mind. She knew exactly what she wanted to do. Quick tap, get the ball out to Maddie Levi. God, the fend, the stride. She is the ultimate winger.
Well, Australia talk about they're either winning or they're learning. Today they're winning. You think they've done a lot of learning in the past few tournaments as well. Given the injury travails they've had, the adversity, the red cards earlier in the season.
Don't go in front of the kicker.
They've come out and absolutely fired in the finale in Madrid.
Time off. Time on.
France again. And we'll have to wait and wonder what they can do to get past
Advantage.
Either New Zealand or Australia in a
tackle
final
penalty
when
only.
they get them. They haven't been able to do so. Australia a couple of times now this season. Well, here. Good carry from the number 4 and then the forced ball, and that will do it. Australia started the season as winners. They end the season in just the same frame. Simply superb in the final weekend of the HSBC 7 season. All-round team performances, young guns stepping up, big name players doing the business, and it's Australia, champions in Madrid. Australia 26, France 7.